Hey there, my stressed out parent friends. Have you ever wondered if all that stress in your life could actually be good for you? In today's episode, we're diving into the wild world of Hormesis and how certain types of stress can actually make you stronger and even healthier and live a little longer. Maybe a lot longer, I don't know. You're not going to want to miss this today because this information can transform your approach to self-care and parenting. Hey parents, welcome to Fulfillment Therapy. Do you want to raise your kids better and have a stronger marriage? Are you up late at night researching marriage and parenting tools and self-care tips? Do you start each day hoping for deeper connections and less chaos, but it ends with family arguments and going 12 different directions again? My name's Kendra, wife, mom, therapist, and growth enthusiast. It wasn't until I discovered how to fulfill my unmet needs that I was finally able to show up as my best self as a spouse and parent. I realized that by meeting my needs, I could more fully meet the needs of my family with more energy and less resentment. In this podcast, I teach parents skills like boundary setting, prioritizing personal needs, communication, and claiming ownership. Just like my clients, you'll be shocked by the improvement in your marriage, parenting, and personal life when you focus on fulfilling your important unmet needs. Ready to prioritize yourself so you can quit mentally throat punching people? Then grab those earbuds and head outside, and let's rock and talk. Welcome back, my friends, to episode number 157, Sweat, Shiver, and Shine, a parent's guide to beneficial stress. I have been thinking a lot about this since we've had a guest on that talks about intermittent fasting and hormones, and I just feel a little bit conflicted. So I thought, you know what? I need to go research this more because I have, like I've mentioned before, my personal training background, but also mental health background, and then I interview people that are experts in their field as well, and sometimes it gets very difficult to know what's best for you. So all of that, plus my husband came to me and he had sent me this YouTube video on this guy that he's been following and checking out named Gary Brecka, and I watched it. It was like over an hour, which I usually don't spend that much time watching something that was just sent to me, but I watched all of this and it was really fascinating. So I wanted to share some of these concepts with you and some additional research that I did to try to pick this apart, to try to figure out really what is best for us. So let me introduce again this concept of hormesis. That's how they said you pronounce it, but it could be like hormesis. I don't really know. I'd never heard of it before then. But it's like the body's version of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's that this idea that small amounts of stress can actually be really good for us, even if large amounts would be harmful. So it's like exercise for your cells. And I'm going to give a bunch of different examples so you know what it is. But Gary Brecka said this: Hormesis is the body's adaptive response to stress. It's how we become more resilient and improve our performance over time. So this is why certain types of stress can actually help us live longer and healthier lives. I love this concept because I think we get too obsessed in this culture with things being easy and these like quick fixes. But I love the concept of healthy stress, like pushing your limits. When I exercise, a lot of times I will listen to podcast episodes or watch documentaries like on National Geographic and other places. And I've been going to the gym more lately because I'm helping my son reach his goals. And so I've been trying to find more things to listen to. And recently I've been watching, what's his name? Ross Edgley. I think it's Shark versus Ross Edgley or something on Disney Plus. And then also Bear Grylls. Like they both are all about challenging your body, challenging your ability to do things. And I love that concept. When we get into this mindset that like, oh no, we can't have any stress, like we can't challenge our bodies, I will be overwhelmed, I'll be anxious, all of these things. I'm like, no, that's never going to help us be our best self. So I already love this concept. So I really enjoyed a lot of the things that he had to say. So I'm excited to share those with you today so you can benefit as well. So let's talk about the benefits of physical stress. First, go to exercise because that's such a big one. So things like resistance training and high intensity interval training or HIIT workouts. I do both of these quite a bit. And this is a good form of stress for your body because when you lift weights or you do really intense cardio, you're creating these tiny little tears in your muscles. And this signals to your body to repair and then to strengthen those muscles. And this makes you stronger overall, which is why I'm like super ripped. Okay, that was a joke. I'm not actually super ripped. I say I'm strong, but my son recently is like, oh, you're so jiggly. I think that has to do with me now being in my 4th decade. And sometimes I feel like I'm getting a little bit of more movement in my arms if I like relax my arm. And this is not my favorite thing as we age. So this concept applies to me too. I still think I'm strong, but I miss when that did not happen as much to my arms. And now my son is starting to notice and point it out. So that's very sweet of him. Anyway, I digress. Gary Brecka said lifting weights to momentary muscular fatigue signals your body to build more muscle and bone density. So if we want more bone density and more muscle, then we need to have that healthy stress. And as parents, this is especially important because this will help prevent age-related muscle loss. Speaking of my jiggly arms, again, they're not really jiggly, but you know what I mean. My mom also, I think about her. I love this story. She broke both of her wrists when she was roller skating on a date after she's a widow. And she's also ended up divorcing her in her second marriage. So she's been single different times and I've experienced that and watched her in the dating realm. But I love that she was roller skating in her older age and then ended up having that happen. That was unfortunate. But doing things like HIIT workouts and resistance training can really help prevent that. So who knows? Maybe she wouldn't have broke both of her wrists. All right, another thing that I haven't been able to get totally behind, although I want to, I'm just a little bit of a pansy, is temperature stress. I know you probably have had a lot of information about how temperature stress can be really good for you, but I'm going to break that down very briefly. And again, I'm thinking about those shows that I've been watching lately, like all of the benefits, and people do this pretty regularly, but there's just simple things that you can do. So exposing your body to that cold or that heat can create that beneficial stress. So cold showers or ice baths can really boost your immune system and your metabolism. So saunas can provide that improved heart health and that detoxification. So a simple thing that you can do is you can end your shower with 30 seconds of cold water. It's just a really quick way to incorporate that temperature stress into your daily routine if you shower every day, even for busy parents. Now, I don't shower every day. That's probably too much information for you. But and even when I do, I am often so cold after coming back from the gym and your sweat dries and you get really shivery. So I just really want this really hot shower and not so much that cold part. But for whatever it's worth, I will throw that out to you and you can do that. I mean, it's probably quite a bit better than doing an ice bath. So 30 seconds is not that long. I can probably handle that. Now, nutritional stress, that's another one I wanted to talk about. This is how it was a little different than our last podcast guest, but I'm just putting this information out there for you to decide for yourself and do what you will with it. So intermittent fasting is this form of nutritional stress that can have really powerful health benefits. It's going without food for this extended period of time, and you're giving your body this chance to repair and then rejuvenate on a cellular level. Again, these other shows talk about that, and they do it often. Studies, and there's so many out there, show that intermittent fasting can increase your lifespan by up to 30%. So they obviously did this in animal trials and different things like that. So we're still finding out the benefits, and exploring, but new science tells us things all the time. So a simple way to do this is just a 12-hour overnight fast. So not eating between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. Like that's pretty simple, but it can be beneficial and really easy to implement. So what it does, it improves your metabolism and lowers that blood sugar, which is why I really like it. And that creates a wide range of those health benefits. So UCLA does quite a bit of studies on this that I was researching. And they show that when you do this consistently, that intermittent fasting, it can help diminish or even banish brain fog and force you to get energy from stored fat, or that process called ketosis. I'm sure you've heard of that before, instead of from the sugar. One thing to think about, again, some people say definitely not. Some people say absolutely. I've experimented with both, and mostly I feel like I like it. But that doesn't mean I'm so close-minded. I'm not willing to try different approaches and kind of see how I personally respond to it. And there is also, I must say, the risk that people will take it too far. There's plenty of people that do too much calorie restriction, and it becomes almost like an eating disorder where they're eating so little and they are proud of themselves for it. And it really affects their mood. It affects how much fuel they're getting and this ability to recover too. So it can be taken to extreme. All right, now I want to talk about stress and longevity. So I want you to think of your body as a car. Like I had to come up with an analogy because honestly, this was way over my head. So think of your body, like I said, like a car, and the controlled stress is like taking your car in for a tune-up. So you're on your way to Jiffy Lube or wherever, and it activates these things called sirtuins. I should have looked up how to pronounce that. I don't know how to pronounce it. And this thing called AMPK. And you don't really need to know what those are except for what they do. So they're like your body's mechanics and fuel efficiency system. So sirtuins repair the wear and tear on your body, while AMPK optimizes your energy use. So can you wrap your brain around that a little bit? So this tune-up process helps keep your body running smoothly and for longer, and that will potentially extend your lifespan and improve your overall health. So hopefully that simplified it in a way that you can understand a little bit better without it going way over your head. Because Gary Brecka, he's like a biologist, a human biologist, and he was just throwing out so many statistics and facts and all this amazing information that I was like, whoa, I can't process all of this. Now let's talk about stress muscle building for just a minute. So controlled stress stimulates that muscle growth through a process that we call protein synthesis. So when you stress your muscles out through exercise, your body responds by building more muscle fibers. And this is what makes you stronger and makes you more resilient. Now, Brecka on this video that I watched, and I will put it in the show notes, by the way, he recommends like this progressive overload in workouts. And I noticed that I don't do this quite as much. I'm more in this maintenance stage right now. Like the heavier I go, your risk for injury goes up and all of those things. But I can do a little bit more for sure. Like I do plenty of weight for certain things, but like biceps and triceps, maybe I could definitely go a little bit more. This is one thing he says. Gradually increasing the weight, the frequency, or the number of repetitions in your strength training routine challenges your muscles and promotes growth. So let's tie this back into parenting. For busy parents, even short, intense workouts can be effective, especially if they're done consistently. Like my husband doesn't go to the gym quite as much as I do, but he woke up the other day and he did like a 15-minute YouTube video and he said he was so sore. So it really doesn't have to be this really long thing to get all the results. Okay, I want to tie this in again to parents. So we can do these short workouts, maybe a 7-minute high-intensity circuit. Again, it can be done at home. You don't have to have equipment. I didn't have equipment this morning, and I did an amazing workout, and I was sweating so much. Even these brief periods of that intense exercise can provide really significant results. Use these everyday activities and these opportunities for that beneficial stress that we're talking about. Like, stress can be good, obviously in moderation. So take the stairs instead of the elevator, do squats maybe while you're brushing your teeth, or try a standing desk. I'm really trying to do that. I even got a little treadmill for underneath my desk for part of my workday because I'm sitting too much. So these small changes like that can add up to significant benefits over time, again, because of that beneficial stress on our body. So please remember, my friends, controlled stress can be a powerful tool for improving your health, also your longevity and your body composition. When we incorporate these into our lives, even just little by little, this can really enhance your overall wellness, especially as a busy parent. I know it can be a lot. So start small and just be consistent and listen to your body. Maybe your body really likes intermittent fasting. Maybe your body does not, and maybe it needs something else. Just do the research, figure it out for yourself, what you think will work. And over time, you'll notice improvements in your energy and in your strength and in your overall well-being. And you'll kind of move away from that mindset that, no, I have to protect myself at all times. I can't experience that stress or that overwhelm or that fatigue, all of these things that we're like, oh, I don't want to. A lot of these people that I follow or watch or listen to, read their books, they talk about how they will purposely put themselves in situations where they're somewhat stressful so that they are not too accustomed to comfort and ease, so that when something is thrown at them, they are more adaptable and better able to handle what comes. I love that approach. And I know that beneficial stress in our lives can be productive as long as it's in moderation, right? Just like with muscles in our body. We purposely are stressing our bodies so that we can get stronger, so we can grow. And this applies in our personal lives as well. I think that's such a beautiful concept. So take that with you, and don't forget that stress can be a beautiful, wonderful thing and help you become your highest self. Thanks for listening, my friends. Just a quick reminder to check out our blog. And again, if you're interested in being an intern, go to fulfillmenttherapy.org and we have information on that. We have spots opening up for January. And check out our new courses that will be coming. The 3 courses that are coming are Ignite Your Life. That's a personal growth course, especially for parents looking to improve their lives in 12 weeks in a simple way in your home and that is affordable and tactical. The same thing with parenting. You can mend your marriage. You can take it to next levels. You don't have to be embarrassed by going out, getting therapy, worrying about the time, the money, the fees, whatever. You just want those tools and you want it done in a very structured way. 12-week course for that as well. And we also have Find Your Focus, and that will help you build a podcast yourself and start a passive income and an online business if that's something that you're interested in. So we will have 4 business courses launched in probably the next year overall, and then also 3 wellness courses. And I'm so excited for you guys to see those results. It's been such a joy creating those. Have a wonderful, amazing week, my friends, and may you lean in and embrace that beneficial stress in your life. Take care, and we'll see you back here soon. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, chances are someone else would too. Would you take 30 seconds to share this with a friend who's looking for greater family fulfillment? And while you're sharing, tell me what you think about the show by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. It refuels me when I hear this podcast is helping you. No matter what your house or your hair looks like, I'll meet you back here every Monday and Thursday morning for more episodes. Until then.